Mr. Horn, before you came today, you knew that you were going to be asked questions about the old Trump Hotel lease. Isn't that correct?
It is.
And you prepared for your testimony today. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that you've not seen an opinion letter issued by GSA, Office of General Counsel, the Department of Justice, or the Office of Governmental Ethics, or any other legal department, federal legal department, on the issue of whether the president is in violation or not in violation of the Trump Hotel lease insofar as the emoluments clause is concerned? So you've not seen any opinion letter from any of those entities. Is that correct?
As it relates to the emoluments clause, I have not seen any legal opinions.
All right.
That would be outside the purview of GSA's legal counsel to make that determination.
Okay, I understand. Let me ask you this question, sir. You are a career employee with GSA for the past 25 years, I think you said?
Yes.
And you take pride in your work, isn't that correct?
Absolutely.
And you love your career.
Yes.
And you love your job.
Yes.
And you were a member of the GSA transition team and the chief GSA liaison with the Trump transition team, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, you were appointed to the position of acting administrator on the day that the president took office, January 20th. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And isn't it also correct that 7 hours earlier, Norman Dong was appointed to be acting administrator of the GSA, correct?
Mr. Dong was appointed by the previous administration as part of the succession planning,
okay,
so that critical positions would have somebody.
I understand.
Okay.
And so a mere 7 hours after Mr. Dong, who was another career GSA employee, was appointed acting GSA administrator, you replaced him, correct?
I was asked by the president to serve as the acting administrator of GSA.
Right. Got you. While you were still serving on the transition team, did you at any time discuss the issues of the Trump International Hotel or GSA's initial position on this matter, which was that the president would be in breach of the agreement if he took office?
No.
You never did?
No, I was involved in discussions about.
Did you, well, let me ask you this question because my time is running out. Were there any other Trump administration officials or campaign officials that you discussed Trump International Hotel with?
Absolutely not. To this day, have not discussed the matter with any Trump officials.
So that includes President Trump, Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, and Donald Trump Jr.?
Have never spoken on this matter or any other matter to any one of those individuals.
Have you communicated via emails or text messages to any of those individuals about this issue?
Not this issue or any other issue.
Who interviewed you for your job as acting GSA commissioner?
I wasn't interviewed. I think that, you know, I'm proud of the work that I did.
Well, let me ask you this question. Was any member of the president's family involved in any way in your appointment as acting GSA commissioner?
Not to my knowledge.
Was anyone involved with the Trump organization involved in any way in your appointment as acting commissioner?
No.
And was the disposition of the Trump Hotel discussed in any interview that you held for this position?
Was not interviewed for the position and have not discussed the hotel project with any member of the president's family. Again, I have never spoken to the president or any of his family.
Good enough, good enough. Has any White House official directed you not to respond to inquiries from members of Congress regarding the Trump International Hotel issue?
Not specifically to this issue. However, we have received a policy that says on matters of oversight, we will respond to committee requests, not individual member
Fine.
requests.
Has the Trump administration provided you with any direction on how to handle inquiries from the Democrats on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee about the Trump International Hotel lease?
No.
And with that, Mr. Chair, I will ask that I'll ask unanimous consent to include in the record the November 11th, 2016 email from Kevin Terry, and also that email referenced the BuzzFeed article about the quote, fair amount of nonsense assessment by Kevin Terry. So Kevin Terry's November the 11th email, also the BuzzFeed article that discusses that comment by Mr. Terry, along with the letter from the contracting officer dated March 23rd, which is from Mr. Terry, which is his opinion about Trump's compliance with the lease. I'd ask unanimous consent to include those in the record.
So noted.
And also the Jared Kushner recusal, the letter that memorializes Jared Kushner's recusal offer.
So noted. Chair recognizes Mr. Nadler for 5 minutes.